In a world of stark contrasts and endless possibilities, a pressing question persists. Why can't everyone be wealthy? To understand this, we need to look deep into the fabric of our global economy and social systems. Our story begins in the bustling cities of the West, where innovation and prosperity seem endless. Yet behind the gleaming skyscrapers lies a complex web of interconnected issues. The Western world largely functions on a foundation built on the exploitation of resources and labor from the so-called Third World. For example, America's imports of goods from developing countries totaled over $644 billion in 2021 alone. This economic relationship fuels the prosperity of the West, but often at a steep cost to others. Meanwhile, countless people in the Third World live on less than $2 a day, struggling for basic necessities. In sub-Saharan Africa, approximately 40% of the population lives in extreme poverty, which is a staggering figure. Much of this inequality is rooted in historical colonialism, which shaped the current economic disparities. Notably, countries like the Democratic Republic of the Congo have mineral wealth, but remain among the poorest nations. While the West benefits from cheap labor and raw materials, local communities often see little benefit. Take the example of cobalt mining in the Congo, critical for smartphones and electric vehicles. Despite the profits generated, many miners work in hazardous conditions with minimal pay. The demand for these resources in Western markets drives this cycle of inequality. Further complicating matters is the debt crisis faced by many third world countries. For instance, nations like Ethiopia and Ghana are burdened with billions in foreign debt, hindering development. This debt cycle means they must prioritize repayments over investments in education, health, or infrastructure. Meanwhile, in the West, technological advancements and financial systems perpetuate wealth accumulation. The top 1% of Americans hold about 38% of the nation's wealth, a profound imbalance. In stark contrast, nearly 20% of Americans live below the poverty line, struggling every day. This disparity doesn't just exist within nations, but echoes globally. Global income inequality has been increasing over the past 30 years, according to the World Bank. The richest 1% now own twice as much wealth as the bottom 90% combined. And yet, the system seems designed to favor the powerful and perpetuate existing gaps. The question is, why does this cycle continue unchecked? Part of the reason lies in the structure of international trade agreements and economic policies. These policies often favor multinational corporations at the expense of local communities. A compelling example is the export of agricultural products from developing countries to Western markets. These farmers often receive minimal compensation, while consumers enjoy cheap produce. This dynamic keeps local economies impoverished and dependent on aid or foreign investment. Moreover, environmental degradation from resource extraction exacerbates poverty in these regions. Deforestation and soil erosion reduce future agricultural productivity, trapping communities in poverty. Climate change further impacts the poorest, with extreme weather destroying homes and livelihoods, while the West has the resources to adapt and mitigate these effects. Many in the Third World are vulnerable. This cycle of inequality and exploitation is complex but not hopeless. Efforts to promote fair trade, sustainable development, and debt relief are steps forward. Initiatives like fair trade certification aim to empower farmers and workers in developing nations. Ultimately, creating a more equitable world requires systemic change and global cooperation. Only by addressing these intertwined issues can we hope to build a future where prosperity is shared by all. The journey toward global equality is challenging but not impossible. Understanding these interconnected problems is the first step toward change. Our shared humanity calls us to act with compassion, justice, and a commitment to transform this cycle of inequality, because in the end, only a truly equitable world can ensure peace, progress, and prosperity for generations to come.